What I'd like to do is start this session with just sitting quietly and practicing for just 5 minutes. And then I'm going to chat with you for a short period of time about the connection with the body and the mind. And then I'm going to guide you through a longer practice. So I just want to sit quietly, just for 5 minutes. Wherever you are, I can see some of you are outside, which is a lovely place to be at the moment, if you're lucky enough to have a garden. Just to take your awareness now into the present moment. Seeing if you can begin to notice the body breathing. So taking your awareness now so that you're sensing and feeling the movement of the body, that gentle rise and fall with the in-breath and the out-breath. Knowing that the mind will wander off, it's just a habit, back into thinking, and that's okay. The whole point of mindfulness is to notice when this happens and gently guide your awareness back again, leaving the thoughts alone, back into sensing and feeling the body breathing. Just sitting quietly, allowing yourselves to just rest. Perhaps noticing sounds around you. A light awareness on the breath. Sensing and feeling the body just sitting. Noticing the contact that the body's making with whatever you're sitting on. This allows us to notice when the mind wanders back off into the busyness of engaging in thinking. This is what creates agitation, upset, fear, anxiety. And to notice this is part of the practice. Moving your awareness back again into the present moment, experiencing life through your senses. So just resting the body and the breath. And then just bringing your awareness now back to the points of contact that the body's making with the ground. Hands resting in the lap. And when you're ready, just ending this short practice. So, what I'd like to do today is talk to you just for a few moments about the connection between the body and mind. And the body and mind are just one system. But often what we find is that whilst the body is here, it's always present. It's never anywhere else, is it, but here in the present moment. We never go anywhere without our bodies. But yet our minds can be really quite detached from our bodies. So our minds, we often find, can be going off into a different place. So our minds could be, I don't know, visiting Mars or London or hospitals or Middle Earth or goodness knows where. And our minds also wander off with regards to time. So our minds can be wandering off into the past, going over situations that may have happened, and also wandering off into the future, which is all imagined, it's all made up because it's not arrived yet. There is nothing real apart from the present moment of what is happening right now. So our minds can wander off into the future. And I think, especially at the moment, I'm noticing that many people and myself, our minds are wandering off into the future of what's going to happen, what if, and many of the imagined scenarios of the future actually can be quite bleak and worrisome and create, as a result, a lot of agitation and upset in the body. So, a really helpful part of mindfulness is that what we're learning to do is bring the body and the mind together so that we're coming into the present moment. We're spending more time recognizing when our minds wander off into these unhelpful places, and therefore this allows us the choice, as we were talking about last week, to be able to bring our attention back into the present moment, back into the body, which is always present. The body, and the practicing mindfully being aware of the body, creates a really good ally for our mindfulness practice, because our bodies are always here with us in the present moment. So another reason why practicing mindfulness of the body can be really useful is that our bodies hold all of our emotions. So whatever emotion we experience in life, it will arise in the body. So whenever, if I said to you, how do you know that you feel a sense of happiness, joy, excitement, sadness, anxiety, upset, all the a whole rainbow of different emotions, they will all be held in the body, and they arise as physical sensations. And a really useful part of practicing mindfulness is to become familiar with and connected to the body. So that, for example, if we experience some kind of challenge in life, if somebody sends us an email that is quite critical or insulting, and it creates some anger inside of us, if we're connected to the body and we have a real awareness of how the body feels, what we tend to do is we can feel the clenching in the stomach, or the tightness in the hands, or the jaw, or the heat rising in the body. That's what anger is. And we can recognize, here's anger. And we can just pause for a moment, use the resources that we can develop through practicing mindfulness, such as simply taking a few deep breaths, and allow the anger to pass through the body. And then the email that we send back is likely to be far less reactive and more a considered response. So that we're then afterwards, we're not left with this feeling of, oh no, why have I just sent that email and now I feel really bad. So not only practicing mindfulness of the body, can we start to become familiar with different emotions, particularly unpleasant ones, so that we're spending less time engaging in the thinking about the emotion. And it's that creates this kind of continuation and exacerbation of the emotion of perhaps anger. Anger will remain in the body for far, far longer and be much stronger if we ignore the body and just engage in thinking. And the thoughts might be something like, why did they send me that email? They shouldn't have done that. How dare they? And we start becoming quite insulting towards them. That just fuels the anger. So practicing mindfulness can be a really great way to help us to become familiar with emotion, whether they be pleasant or unpleasant, but also to be able to manage that emotion in a way that is much kind of wiser, I guess, and more helpful for us and for other people. Many of us are also in kind of conflict, I think, with our bodies. I think that's very, very common. There's always something about our body that we don't like. We want it to be taller or shorter or, I don't know, longer or, I don't know, different. We want our bodies to be different in some way. Particularly if our bodies are not working in the way that we would like them to. You know, if we're having difficulties or discomfort or pain or physical issues with our body, what we can end up doing is kind of resisting and fighting against the parts of our body that we don't like. And given that those parts of our bodies are in our present moment, part of our reality, that resisting and fighting will only go to create more upset and suffering. And so practicing mindfulness of the body helps us to simply notice what is going on right now with the body. How is it in this present moment? And we learn to have an attitude that is much kinder, more allowing, more accepting, because this is how it is right now. So we can actually start to reduce that fight and conflict. And I know that I've noticed since the lockdown, for the first week of the lockdown, I noticed that I was really experiencing some uncomfortable sensations in my stomach, like pain, and I thought, this is indigestion, and it was really uncomfortable, something that I don't experience at all. And very, very easy for me to just notice that I was wandering off into thinking, oh no, what is this? I can't be ill. There's not enough room in the NHS for me to be ill. I can't take up nursing stuff's time, and starting to just get a bit agitated about, what is this? What's going on? And just completely ignoring the physical sensations. And my body was actually saying, I need some attention, I need to be soothed, I need to be looked after. And thankfully, with practicing mindfulness, I noticed the starting to drift into that thinking that was creating more suffering. And I noticed the symptoms were getting sharper and deeper. So letting go of those thoughts, leaving them alone, coming into the present moment. And I just spent a couple of days when I was practicing mindfulness, just being with that uncomfortable sensation in the tummy, breathing into it. When I was breathing out, I was having this kind of attitude of soothing, softening, kindness, allowing, it's okay, saying yes to it. Now, those sensations have completely gone now. And I really do feel like my body was becoming more and more tense, and it was showing that tension through this sensation of indigestion. So I don't know if any of you are currently or have noticed physical bodily sensations or symptoms that may well be associated with just holding tension in the body, quite naturally as a result of what's happening with the coronavirus at the moment. So if that is happening, you may be experiencing more headaches, more tension in the shoulders, skin complaints, digestive problems, aching somewhere, then perhaps practicing mindfulness and the body scan that I'm going to guide you through in a minute could actually be quite helpful for you. Just a quick note before we practice. If you do notice any uncomfortable physical sensation or pain or tension in the body, when we're practicing mindfulness, we are not practicing to try and get rid of those sensations. We're not trying to push them away, fighting against them or resisting them. What we're doing is we're noticing the sensations and then having an attitude of looking after ourselves in the same way that if somebody you cared for deeply were suffering in some way, whilst you couldn't take away that suffering necessarily, what you can do is help to soothe them, look after them, be kind towards them. And this is what we're learning to do towards ourselves, especially at the moment when life is just so unpredictable. Excuse me. So, what I'd like to do is guide us now through a body scan practice. This will be for around 15 minutes. So, if you'd like to find a comfortable position, somewhere where you're quite comfortable to sit in. You can also lie down, of course, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to guide this practice as though you're sitting. So spending a few moments now, just checking in with your posture. If you're sitting with a straight spine, but relaxed and comfortable at the same time. With your feet flat on the floor, do you have that sense of feeling grounded? Your hands resting in the lap. And closing your eyes if you want to, or just lowering your gaze. And I'll start and end the practice with the chime of the bell. So beginning the practice by spending a few moments regulating the breathing. This can help to settle the mind. So taking your awareness to the breath. So we're sensing and feeling the movement of the body as it breathes. Gentle rise with the in-breath. And that sense of falling away with the out-breath. And just beginning now to allow the breath to be a little deeper. So deepening the in-breath, just very slightly, not forcing it. And then noticing the out-breath. It'll be a little longer. And seeing if you can make the in-breath and out-breath a similar length, including counting if that helps. So counting up to 2 or 3 for the in-breath, and a similar count for the out-breath. Using phrases could be helpful instead. So just simply saying to yourself with a soft, quiet tone, breathing in as you're breathing in, and breathing out as you're breathing out. Noticing when the mind wanders off into thinking, knowing that this is quite normal. It's not a problem. Not judging or being harsh towards yourself, but just noticing and then bringing your awareness back again to simply feeling the body breathing just a little deeper. Paying attention now to the out-breath and just noticing as the body releases the breath, it also softens a little. Just allowing the breath now to return to its natural rhythm. So a light awareness on the breath, just as it is in this moment. Moving now into the grounding body scan phase. Taking your awareness down to your feet. How do the feet feel? So sensing and feeling any sensations that you notice around the feet. Perhaps tingling, perhaps a sense of touch, perhaps a numbness, and that's fine too. Just notice. So we're not thinking about the feet or imagining them, we're actually sensing and feeling into them, feeling whatever you find. Moving your awareness now slowly up towards the calves and the shins, backs of the legs, fronts of the legs, noticing how they feel. And the knees, just moving your awareness now gradually towards the tops of the legs, the thighs, noticing any contact that the thighs might be making, perhaps with the seat of the chair. Perhaps you notice the contact of your hands if they're resting in the lap. And you can notice if the mind wanders back off into thinking. And just gently guide it back again to the sensing and feeling of the thighs. Just moving now to notice the contact on the seat of the chair, the pelvis, the weight of the body. Just moving now to notice how the torso feels. So paying attention now to the tummy area. How does that feel? Perhaps you're aware of the movement of the tummy with each in-breath and each out-breath. With the next out-breath, just letting go of noticing the tummy and moving your awareness now to the chest. Perhaps again, becoming aware of the gentle rise and fall with the breath. And if at any time your awareness is being drawn to any part of the body, physical sensations, tension, pain that might feel uncomfortable, I wonder if you could allow your awareness just to settle there for a few moments with a sense of allowing, kindness, perhaps soothing sensation, with each out-breath softening into that area, not to get rid of it, but because it's feeling uncomfortable. Moving your awareness now towards the shoulders. Noticing if any tension is being held in the shoulders. And softening the tension, if possible, with each out-breath. And taking your awareness now around the back, the shoulder blades, the spine, all the way down to the bottom of the back. Perhaps noticing your posture and altering it slightly if you feel like you want to. How does the back feel? And taking your awareness now to the hands. And just noticing how the hands feel, the fingers, any tingling sensations or sense of coolness or warmth. Moving your awareness now up both arms, back to the shoulders, into the neck, noticing how the front of the neck, the throat feels, and also the back of the neck. So all the way around, how does the neck feel? Remembering that if your awareness is taken towards unpleasant sensations, to see whether you can cultivate an attitude of self-care, of kindness, of soothing, of saying yes to whatever arises rather than resisting against. Taking your awareness now to the face, to the jaw, cheeks. And once again, softening any tension with the out-breath. Noticing the lips, a very sensitive part of the body, and the mouth. Noticing and sensing into how the tongue feels. perhaps resting against the roof of the mouth, touching the teeth. Perhaps with a sense of curiosity and appreciation for how this body of yours carries you around during the day, digests food, the organs keep on working, and how amazing our bodies are. Just getting a sense of the whole of the head as it just rests on the shoulders, supported by the neck. And beginning now to widen your awareness so that you're sensing and feeling into the whole of the body just as it is. Just sitting in stillness, breathing. And just to end this practice is a poem. Settle in the here and now. Reach down into the center where the world is not spinning and drink this holy peace. Feel relief flood into every cell. Nothing to do, nothing to be but what you are already. Nothing to receive but what flows effortlessly from the mystery into form. Nothing to run from or run toward. Just this breath. Awareness knowing itself as embodiment. Just this breath. Awareness waking up to truth. So just now taking your awareness to sound. So using sound as a support to be in the present moment. And then ending the practice when you can no longer hear the sound of the bell. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today, and I wish you well. I hope you have a good week, and I hope to see you shortly. Take care. Bye bye.